everybody's doing good. I'm BRZOWSKI, hanging out here in Dallas, Texas, in the bunker. Apologies on the wait. It's good to virtually see you folks. It's great to be here again at my advanced age. It's good to be anywhere. Big ups to Fake 4. What's up? Women and children first into the furnace. The dustbin of history contested and furnished. Bile sponsors place liens on your dreams. Leashes on your brain, ideas and piss upstream. Connected by phones, idolatry, Wi-Fi, anti-social media, we can't talk anymore. Disaffected manufactured dissent and hotbreeze allowing very little human sentiment to seep through. Neon colors disinterested in civic duties. Memes, emojis, pictures of food. Hard to imagine we upright evil simians as a species even worth educating or saving. It would be preferential if we were nuked in the 80s. Hawk some more product and birth some more babies. The moon's out as usual, stark naked and raving. Shiva with a shovel. Children of the night, children of the grave, suffer the children as if they can't be saved. Children of the blight, taking up your spade, suffer the children as if they can't be saved. Children of the night, children of the grave, suffer the children as if they can't be saved. Children of the blight, taking up your spades. Save your doomed future, putrid monstrosities, and divide your winnings among Frankenstein's progeny. It's great to be back in disillusions, flak jacket past tragic landfill and cesspool our remaining assets. Abort the adults, and I volunteer for clinical trial. This isn't a joke, it's an earnest desire. An island Titanic, a womb planet in crisis. The icons of filth-defeated mess between ice ages. I don't wanna die with guilty of living and bow in waste fundamentalist materialism. Judgment not necessary, I'm a mirror and a candle. Of the shit you feed the seeds, be exceedingly careful. Yelling in the static from a recycled pulpit. Highest point plotted on Pacific garbage patch. And I hope to come back plastic and my friends will indulge it. I plot a better revenge on the survivors to hatch. Want to give a shout out to Planned Parenthood for helping me have 0 babies. That's important to me. And it should be important to you if you're into 0 babies. I'm just saying. Actually, I don't care about your opinion on this one. I stand by it. I stand by it for sure. We're doing good out there in TV land? Children of the night, children of the grave, suffer the children as if they can't be saved. Children of the night, taking up your spade, suffer the children as if they can't be saved. Children of the night, children of the grave, suffer the children as if they can't be saved. Children of the blight, taking up your spades. Spades. And I hear you call, and I know you're yearning. And I hear you call, and I know you're yearning. And I hear you call, and I know you're yearning. And I hear y'all, and I hear y'all, I hear y'all call. You'll never die, never die, never die, never die, never die. Hey everybody, my many apologies on the delay. This is my first time live streaming. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like when you've never been to a city before. You're like, where the hell am I? What the hell am I doing? And it feels a little different. The light's at your face from a different angle, stuff like that. Big shout out to all the folks that are a part of this and everybody watching at home. Hope everyone's staying safe and responsible and, remembering that all cops are bastards. That's important. Cool. So this next jam came out as a standalone single for Mayday in 2016, and it's on Blood Drive Volume 4 right now. If you click on the link tree, you can hit up my Bandcamp and buy t-shirts, CDs, assorted ephemera to help keep the lights on. As some of you may know, I'm a full-time musician. That's all I do. I run Mill Pavement, and I make weird music. So thanks for supporting if you're so inclined. Please remember to donate to Campaign Zero, again, if you're able and so inclined. I guess that's it. Let's get into it. We don't have a lot of time. This song is called To the Fellow Travelers. There was a few articles written about this single when it came out, and they said, this one's about touring. No, this one is about a transition to full communism.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Any sensible person right now would join an anti-capitalist organization. And you have to.
We not only had the most stand-up crew, we had the toughest fucking crew. And we have the best crew. And we're all innocent.
I'm terrible, sinews are foul from holding the horizon up. Atlas boat shoulders, hooded titans and officers. Hostage situation in the temple. Spake truth to powers that redraw armistice maps. Numbed out organic life forms marching towards colony collapse. Property damage is not violence, property is theft. Fence is a property, we dug a hole into the fence. Believe a ballot box initiative, conscientious consumption will turn the crimson tide purple, it's better than nothing. Throw our bones in the cogs in hopes to seek production. Oil on the heat source, every molecule is corrupted. Masterclass of Anarcho-Punk finishing school. Sat in the back, meticulous notations. Young marks before the pitfalls of dogmatism. First among equals before the rise of automation. First among equals before the rise of automation. Liquefy my bones, fertilize the long night. Ideas are bulletproof and replicate like a virus. Assume a stance with a wrench match, but not a mean. 60 hours a week, we could bleed for the machine.
I don't see us debating and discussing this. I don't have the solutions. I think I know what the nature of the problem is.
Lit rags and mocktails, a card house, suspend scratch tickets. Community garden baptisma, swish dregs and acid rain. Employees must wash hands before returning to wage slavery. Subordinates must hush curses before advancing on the treadmill. A whiff of the funk between the zoo and cesspool. Tools are sharpened in pain, screaming backs, fed fumes. Overthrow the status quo with the slogan. A pithy distilled sentiment forever remaining quotable. It's gonna take more than science pickets, thoughts or prayers, more than cookie buzz terms of lab munitions. Spreading awareness guarantees no deliverables. Can't be counted down for habitat. For the critically endangered, divestment's a good start. Put faith in COINTELPRO thugs, recession-proof like vice. Waste management and cancer drugs. An empty abode, a shell blight, a bacterial husk. A post-dystopic backdrop revolving into dust. And you can liquefy my bones and fertilize the long night. Ideas are bulletproof and replicate like a virus. Assume a stance with a wrench, a match, but not a mean. 60 hours a week, you could bleed for the machines.
And he had to go to the funeral this morning. So when he gets back from the funeral, he has to go to the fucking unemployment line.
And we have a duty, it seems to me, those of us who are academics and seriously involved in the world, to actually change our mode of thinking.
Thanks for hanging out, y'all. It's a beautiful day in Mr. Brizzo's neighborhood. If you folks are out there protesting police brutality and doing your best to participate in the Black Lives Matter, defund the police movement, I would just encourage you to wear a mask because COVID is still raging out of control. I'm down here in Texas, and it just keeps going up and up and up. And, remember that wearing a mask over your mouth protects others. Wearing a mask over your nose helps you. So that's my little thing there. If you think it's a conspiracy, go fuck yourself. I don't really care. Just wanted to throw that out there. I personally would like to leave my house and go to the bar before fucking November. I was supposed to be on tour with Anthony Maintain and C Money Burns on the East Coast right now. Tonight we'd be in Philly, and of course that was canceled. And so if you are so interested, again, please hit up the link tree at the bottom, and you can grab something from Bandcamp. You can donate to me directly to keep the lights on. And of course, please, Campaign Zero, that's what we're here for today, and to celebrate HaplogroupX and MC Homeless and their release Duress for Mill Pavement Records, straight out of Maine, baby. Cool. So speaking of Maine, this is a joint that was on the Amityville album. It looks like this. Came out in 2017 and on CD and digital. And there was one particular song that I was doing live, and I was slated to do live on this tour, called So I Walk. And it's about the North Pond Hermit in Maine. Now, if you're not familiar, there was a man who got sick of his job one day, got sick of his family and friends one day, and he walked away from his job and his family, and he walked out in the woods, and he didn't return for 17 years. And he subsisted by breaking into rich folks from New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts summer camps, Bob. So they'd have summer camp, summer home there. And the hermit there, he went in there, broke in, stole stuff like charcoal, batteries, whatever, maybe some firewood, a couple bullets, whatever. And that's a Maine accent for those of you that don't know. and subsisted off this. So this is for Christopher Knight. It's about him, but it's also about me because I wrote this fucking song. It's called So I Walk. It's a little quieter than the other ones. I'm gonna step back from the mic a tiny bit.
Interacting with him was extremely uncomfortable. Obviously, he spent so long alone. He didn't want to make eye contact. He had a very odd way of speaking, but it was sort of beautiful. As a writer and journalist, he sort of had his own version of the English language, very poetic.
The bottle is warm. I'm never surprised by the lacking compassion, the violence of lies, misanthropic life choice, sour dividends. Vinegar works over age-wise, and Swiss Drake's potion will sweeten the bounty of ire and other needful things. Objection to desire, wishing for wings will only carry carcass so far. Arch nemesis of the plagues of empty days, pockets enriched, a yawning void vaulted, a vampire's order, don't aspire to be martyred. Begging for change, no intention to bust home. War stories, faded glory, keep me warm till morning. Almost gone and time won't tell. Warm sympathies, I'll see you in hell, and I'm on thin ice again. Melting down to an endless summer. Almost gone and time won't tell. Warm sympathies, I'll see you in hell, and I'm on thin ice again. Counting down to the loneliest number.
Well, a lot of people might dream of escaping the reality of daily life, but most never act on it. This is the story of one man who did, a true hermit.
The loneliest roads, best strode alone. I can't hurt you that way, so don't follow along. GPS won't reach, a plumber by design. Deep rolling, spinning silent through greater divides. A loss of light, a pallbearer's vice. A puzzle inscrutable, a banquet for mice. Subsistence farming, barren landscape. Tilling salt and trash on an indentured loan. Everything is folly, but no act meaningless. I got a bottle of rye, I've given up on hits. I'm a fossil fuel, burned out soon. The best rapper in the woods, the best dentist on the moon. Almost gone and time won't tell. Warm sympathies, I'll see you in hell, and I'm on thin ice again. Melting down to an endless summer. Almost gone and time won't tell. Warm sympathies, I'll see you in hell, and I'm on thin ice again. Counting down to the loneliest number.
There have been hermits throughout history, and we're always curious about them. It's like a primal fascination. What did you learn? What do you have to say about modern society? How did you survive?
Stranger in the Woods, the extraordinary story of the last true hermit.
And there we have it. Gonna go over to check the Twitch feed and see what people are saying, if you folks are saying stuff. Hi, comrades. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Did the mask thing ignite a big fucking thing? Sorry, y'all. I gotta speak my truth when it's your turn to speak on the internet. It's, you can speak your truth. I also want to give a shout out to people that are saying that taking down Confederate monuments are changing history. If they came up during the Jim Crow era, it has nothing to do with fucking history and everything to do with racism. So, let's keep it light. We'll keep it fun. If you guys are familiar with my music, you've seen me rock before, you know I keep it light and I keep it fun. So here's a historical ghost story about the Route 44. Blood Drive 4. A portion of a person that never goes away. They are kept in memorials and sinews if only to consolidate. So turn a blinder eye cause it's all in your mind. And not one carbonari survives the long enough timeline. I said to no soul but self, rolling down post-turnpike pavement. Late winter, last leaves falling, no food for woolly aphids. Converse with myself often when driving the nighttime. Keep company with thoughts aloud and stop on a dime where black ice lives. Before I could come to the conclusion tomorrow'd be a suffer bus exhibit, saw fate flutter far left, my misty peripheral visions, and I swerved to the right. Avoid these possible collisions. Saw no bucks, no does, no raccoons. Neglected children, steady the wheel. Steady the nerves, take another swill, and I will hit the high beams and wipers, imbibing my fill. It's surreal, saw familiar shape, that last intersection. It looked familiar but kinda strange. My perfect reflection like spooky shit happening. Cause I'm the gingerish ghost, hitchhiking Route 44. Thumb and a lift, up and down the cursed road. I'm the famous generation, hitchhiking Route 44. Pull over man, give me a lift, I'm headed home. The gingerish ghost, hitchhiking Route 44. Thumb and a lift, up and down the cursed road. I'm the famous apparition, call me Route 44. Pull over man, give me a lift. Necroluminescence and I squinted, confronted by deadlights. Reaction time, trial of my wishes, trying to survive. By now I was nervous, putting the pedal down and processing. An animal, a drifter? An unwelcome hallucination, shook the drugs off. Spun around with a little bit of that there U-turn sing-along. Magnetized, needed a second look at the doppelganger vagabond. I'm back in the freezing fog. I wanted to feed my eyes. Exhilarated but self-assured, these were chemicals in my imagination, right? Turned up David Allen Coe, singing a song from older crows. No bag limit, borrowed a car, jumped bail to hit the pig roast. Wishing salted baths weren't drafted as easily as Keystones. Freetown State Forest, planking beer bottles off janky fence posts. I can recall a sordid tale for every single night, till I saw it all beyond the blown stoplight. Gas mashed, came flooding back in a deep exhale. The last thing that went through my mind after the dashboard was the guardrail. Spooky motherfucking shit. I'm the gingerish ghost, hitchhiking Route 44. Thumb and a lift, up and down the cursed road. I'm the famous apparition, call me Route 44. Pull over man, give me a lift, I'm headed home. Little dance movement. The gingerish ghost, hiking Route 44. Thumb and a lift, up and down the cursed road. I'm the famous apparition, call me Route 44. Pull over man, give me a lift, I'm headed home. All right, I got just a couple more for you. Just another, shout out to Nikki Anarchy for all of her help. Thank you, Nikki. Really appreciate it. I was basically like, Nikki, I'm banging two rocks together, trying to get my computer to do this thing, and blah, 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 picture video. Like, I don't even like Facebook stories. I don't like any of that shit. So yeah, that was really amazing to have that bit of help. Shout out to the Fake 4 family. I know most of the folks personally. Henri, Nerd, shout out to E-Turn, shout out to Kay and Moody Black, shout out to Graham Factor, who, man, he's like the dude that like parties as hard as I do, but gets so much done that I'm like, no, if you have a hangover, you just gotta wake up, you just gotta do that shit. And I appreciate that. Never in a dour mood, always a solid cat. And of course, Sarge, Chesky, thanks for checking it out, homie. Thanks for having us, letting Mill Pavement hijack the Fake 4 Twitch. You guys might not know, but Mill Pavement Records is distributed by Four Finger Distro, and hence through Red Eye Worldwide, and that was all made possible through Chesky helping out Mill Pavement Records when we had a problem with our distributor, and we needed to migrate 60 odd releases to a new platform. So I'll always be grateful for that, as well as for the friendship and letting me, stay at your house and fart and eat your late night tofu and such. Big shout outs to Mo Nichols, too. Mo Pickles, also a member of the Vinyl Cape project that I'm a part of, with Jane Boxall and C Money Burns. All right, I think that's the shouts for now. Do I have something I need to? All right, cool. So this one might get a little bit loud. I am gonna turn down the volume the tiniest bit. This song is from 2012. This originally appeared on a DIY Bandits compilation produced by P.T. Burnham. And it's on Blood Drive Volume 4 also. It's called The Banker's Prayer. No country for old bastards, the end time message. Hooded menace passed over regardless of pleasure. Plotted and schemed for several centuries to see you all in chains, nest eggs and slavery. Throw me some bravery, throw your carcass on the gears. Theory, corporation, impunity, zero fear. Opposition impossible, the opposition annihilated. Made examples from Montana to Waco, Texas firearms for idiots. Gay bash and burn Qurans. Earn just reward GI Bills and Agent Orange. Thanks for complicit silence and mass cooperation. Ignite the headlines into 7 heads. Exonerating conspiracy theory. The field's getting darker than yours. The reason your children broke at the airport. Bug on the windshield, the butt of the joke. Endangered species poached from my trophy wife's coat. Keep your voice low. We reach for the sky, fuck, forgive and forget. We gotta march or die. Keep your voice low. We reach for the sky, fuck, forgive and forget. Days of rage, of thunder, of class stasis. Getting hot in here, out the elephant cages. Shit-faced, drunk on power, high on stock trades. Glow in the dark, Chernobyl fallout raids. Worm, stockpile fruit and grow your own produce. Pawn will never take king, the present house rules. I'm a ruler, maybe subordinate to decider. Hedonic escape, tribute to Dionysus. Popular pundits misconstrued, liberal is left. Misdirect from an actual present threat. Boot on neck, unprotected, other in pocket. Flawless victory over sheeple, heart of garbage. How many lemmings, how is the yoke? You were sold enough rope to laugh at serious jokes. Roll over, pray dead, gobble and borrow. A banker's prayer, a cheaper tomorrow. Keep your voice low, you reach for the sky. Fuck, forgive and forget, we gotta march or die. Keep your voice low, you reach for the sky. Fuck, forgive and forget, we gotta march or die. Mother hummer. Go through. So there's a compilation coming out soon from DIY Bandits, and of course you can always go to the DIY Bandits Bandcamp and support them by grabbing a vinyl, etc., stuff like that. I was in France for a month. When was it? It all blurs together now that I've been in the house for 3 months. I was on tour in March, and it bagged off in the middle of it when COVID really started hitting, and I came home and canceled about 30 dates, and I've largely haven't left the crib except to do a few solidarity activities and some groceries since then. But I was over in France and Switzerland for about a month, working with my homies D-Phase over there. They're a band out of Lyon, and I recorded some songs for them, and we went on tour in France and Switzerland. And this is a song by my homies D-Phase, and that is on a record that's out on Duress. I don't know if you've checked out some Swordplay has some releases on there. The record looks like this. It's called One Nation Underdog. The millpavement.com website has it, as well as the Duress Bandcamp. But I'm going to do a song from that. And this has been a while since I've done it, so let's try it out. The strain in the days that'll pass and then fade. So much time we waste, what's left will away. Colonnades crumble, stand up every time we fell. No matter the cost taken, no matter the losses aching. Perseverance in the place of all practicality. It's not a late punishment for past mistakes. I could have had a cubicle or a foxhole coffin. Serenity, a love but laughed half as often. Between the cigarettes, canned veggies for sustenance. Between the raindrops, dance for the covenant. The fans will be fickle, their memory faltered. The blogosphere caved and the sky came falling. You yearn to be remembered as more than a footnote, but the hearts and ears turn to Luke cold. Put yourself in my place, a prison self-designed. Ask yourself, how much are you willing to sacrifice, like? And I can't say no, and you can't come clean, and I won't say no, 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 if you know what I mean. Give me more, less is more. Give me more, less is more. Suspended in dusk while the youth claim twilight. Conveyors of waste with a taste for the higher life. The limelight will blind and those filters are staged. You feel owed something, empty-handed and aged. You can't want godhood, placing pantheon enthroned. Make moves to move against a rectified throne. Stone tablets, stage dives to concrete. No eager hands to guide and lift you to safety. A vampire cult with pounds offered to gain trust. Robbed blind, you sung praises and hymns adjusted. Those new Alea coons are swarming with parasites. They stub and abandon for upward mobility. 10 calendars flown, crossed out pages and strategy. Civilians, conventional lives keep happening. I'm almost starved out. I sold blood in the dry season. It's insanity, but I hope that you're in it for the right reasons. This is gonna hurt. You're gonna feel a little sting, a little pinprick. Just a little sting, just a little pinprick. All right, I think I'm ready for surgery now. And I can't say no, and you can't come clean, and I won't say no, 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 if you know what I mean. Give me more, less is more. More, less is more. More, less is more. More, less is more. Big ups to Dorovich, Cisco, D-Phase, Lyon, France, to Dallas, Texas, Portland, Maine, to the Earth's asshole, fucking the system, Antifa for life, kiss my big butthole, all cops are bastard, Black Lives Matter. All right, that feels pretty good. All right, give me a second. All right, how we feeling, everybody? I know there's a little bit of a lag. Let me check in over here. Yeah, Rich Turfry. Tell Rich I said what up if you talk to him. I haven't seen him since the Alias tribute show, posthumous tribute show in New York City, so... Yeah, if you see or hear from Rich, tell him I said, what's up? Buck65. I know he put out a new record with Controller 7 recently. Yeah, it's definitely whiskey grime, man. Definitely whiskey grime. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shots fired, shots fired. Big shout out to Shots Fired, Shots Fired. Played a great show with them in February at this like punk rock house show, and I'm at the advanced age where, although I come from punk rock and anarcho-punk, and like I realized that a DIY show in Europe is gonna be fucking awesome, but a DIY alternative space show in the US usually sucks. And but no, it was great time hanging out in Denton and rocking with Shots Fired, Shots Fired. So shout out to Paulie Think, shout out to those homies. Let me see. All right, cool. Well, that's about it for me. I got one more little bit for you. Please support Campaign Zero. Feel free to check out Anthony Maintain's record on Mill Pavement. Feel free to check out HaplogroupX, MC Homeless, Duress out on Mill Pavement. We had already released it and put it out to all the DSPs, service providers, and press people right before the incredibly justified uprisings around police brutality happened. And so we felt that we had to dethrottle and be very, very conscientious about promoting a record at a time when art and culture is not the most important thing, but it is an important thing. And we decided to not stop it and to not put the gears down and blow up the railroad tracks. So thank you for listening to the journalists, to the radio stations that have been spinning it. We realize that music and culture is the most important thing, but it is a big part of our thing. And we're guests in black music, and we know that. And we're going to keep pushing our contribution. So thank you all so much. Shout out to Black Lives Matter, Campaign Zero. If you want to click on the link tree, you can add me up on Spotify. You can donate to me directly because I lost 30 shows and I'm broke. Although I'm still fat, so I think that's pretty fucking good. I'm pretty stoked about my physique these days. And you can also grab stuff from Bandcamp. All of the sizes of shirts and stuff like that should all be proper. Shout out to Vinyl Cape. Shout out to Mo Nichols, Chesky, the whole Fake Four family, the whole Mill Pavement family. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out home on a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to leave you with a little verse off Blood Drive 4. You guys are sexy. Bye 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 bye. I'm like Animal from the Muppets, the communist version. It's all been worth it, 5-finger lift to purchase. Reversal of charity, pick the pocket of churches. Can see enclave and crisp 3-camera feed. Percentage orphans reaving wheat to water seeds. Adults who pay taxes the back, the grift scratches. A rack that stretches the truth to the hereafter. Watch all you like, security finds us. Catch the feed on broadband, these voyeurs are lined up. Of course I know nefarious intentions. Until these water lines surpass declension. Being observed, the looking changes the particles. Skill sets beyond legalities, common tools, observing laws. Finding straw hogs until allowances are made. I follow widows around stores, of course perceived normal. Nutrients and gas, methane stacked to clear cash. Grab and smash, that's suitable for end times. Tainted lines and on blast, well that's just capital. Cold firm casual, bash the cabinet for access. Freezing those locks and the manager's an abscess. Your manager's an abscess. A cop is an abscess. Capitalism is an abscess. The world's a sewer, but we gotta filter that shit out. Hold your family close. Peace out, comrades. If you think Antifa's the problem, I can educate you on that. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see y'all soon.